No, you need a thief or a pickpocket.
A thief.
You need a hacker.
Blacksmith.
You need a guy that can wiggle through laser.
He can help you close the garage door. Once the garage, you can go through the laser.
It's unfortunate the thief and the assassin don't have that skill. And welcome back to another amazing episode of The Careful Boys, where we have Careful Kalyne in the building.
Woo! Yeah! Ooh!
Ooh! Alright.
That's a good voice.
So we're gonna talk about today all the shady stuff that our parents taught us growing up.
Loopholes and all that?
Loophole, because we got some, I mean, were your parents shady?
I think my dad did more things than my mom.
What did your dad teach you?
I don't know, I'm trying to think. Let me marinate it in it for a little bit.
Alright, marinate.
Okay.
What about you? What about you, Nick? What about Margaret? What does she do, huh?
My parents are pretty f***ing like.
What?
To the books, huh?
What?
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 Nah, they are pretty to the books. Like they didn't.
Even their finances were to the books?
I think so.
No way.
Like I think my mom and my dad are kind of square.
How about this? Did
Like
you
for
guys
real?
have a black box?
No.
What?
That's a very 90s thing.
So they paid for their TV?
the cable.
My dad paid for cable.
I mean, he was probably working on all those movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
But at the time, my dad was like, he was tapped into all that stuff. You
How
know,
about
like,
this?
He was like a tech head.
How about
you know?
this? Did your neighbor have a lemon tree that grew over and he plucked a couple?
This is off the record, right? We're not gonna tell anybody.
We're not gonna tell
This is
anybody.
between us.
This is off the record for sure.
Cut cameras.
This is off the record on the record.
We can say shit.
Yeah.
Oh!
See, I knew it.
Fucking thieves.
We did it.
Everyone's
Yeah, we
shady.
took oranges. Yeah, we took navel oranges. We took all that. We had persimmons.
You think you guys going to hell for that though?
No, we didn't, bro. Honestly, like, I feel like I didn't learn about all the cool shit until I got older. Until I started talking to people that were a little shady. You know, like my parents when they found out that we were downloading things illegally, we got in so much trouble.
Like Napster, LimeWire?
Yeah, because sometimes like,
What? Because your dad's from the industry.
no, but like
You're robbing me, son.
No, because he would get notices from the email company, the internet company.
Really?
Notices, I think that's like.
How would they know?
So I had no idea how this worked, but like every couple months he would come into me and my sister's rooms and be like, "Hey, you guys gotta stop downloading shit. Like I don't know what you guys are downloading, but you guys gotta stop. I keep getting these these letters.
Meanwhile, you're like in the middle of jacking off to the stuff you just downloaded.
I'm fucking cramping up. I'm going blind. I can't see anything. I'm jerking off so much at this time. I don't know what's what. But like, yeah, like that would just happen, and he would just get so mad at us.
You know what's bullshit that I never realized until right now? Is that my mom would also randomly yell at me for fucking downloading stuff, and I think it's because she heard about stuff on like the Vietnamese radio or whatever, right?
The kids are doing this.
Kids are doing this, and now I just processed. We used to go to the fucking grocery store in like Westminster area every week. It was every week you always got to go to the grocery store in the Vietnamese district, right?
Right, to get the Vietnamese groceries.
Exactly, and then we'd always stop by those videotape stores. That was just lined with fucking like K-dramas that were retaped over on VHS. So I would always have to carry like 3 or 4 grocery bags full of VHSs that were all just bootleg fucking K-dramas.
White fucking covers, and they just
Exactly.
wrote it on the own label.
And I'm like, that's the same bullshit.
Same shit.
They don't know the difference.
Hey,
Same
actually,
shit, dude.
okay, I was talking about this the other day. My dad used to work in China, and he bought those fucking pirated PlayStations.
Yep.
And you know, you could buy like a whole folder of games for like.
You can play
$3.
burn discs.
Yeah, but then like it was like a 25% chance the game was gonna work. Like anytime you put it in. But he would anytime he come back from home from China, he'd always bring us like all these like bootleg video games, DVDs. So you know, he's also doing the same shit.
Yeah, but I realized
pirating is,
that
like, kinda
it's
in
not
our
the
thing,
same
though.
double standard though, because I realized that in her mind she's probably like, you can get caught.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, I bought this at a store. I paid money for this.
The difference is that they're buying it, but like they're not the ones dubbing it.
Yeah.
So they look at you like you're the one dubbing it. They're like,
And they don't know what we're doing.
yeah.
They just get these notices.
My dad brought home much different things.
Like what?
A peacock.
That's so cool.
Is that-
Like, how did he get that?
That I want to know it
Arcadia.
too. That's some shady shit.
It was just in the backyard walking around.
Bro, he just yanked up a peacock.
We ended up having.
He went to Arcadia.
Did you get no sleep ever after
Yeah,
that?
they're loud, right?
extremely loud. So loud that our neighbors called animal control and they couldn't do anything for a while. So they tried to lure them into their backyard and capture them so they can send them away.
Did you love the peacock?
They were cool.
So you didn't love
What was your dad's motivation to want to do that?
My dad's just like
Party animal.
crazy dude. He's just a crazy dude. One day he just brings home a peacock. He's like, hey, I need help.
Like if they
Bring
weren't
this
super
in.
loud, they'd be really cool.
But you don't think that was for you guys? Like he's like, oh, my kids are gonna fucking love this shit.
My dad is just
A
like,
sweetheart.
yes, but also like kind of like the most interesting man in the world. Like he just had books on anything that you could possibly imagine. Interests in so many different things.
So those peacocks were really for him and not for you.
I think probably for him and not for us, because yeah, we didn't get much sleep. Yeah, he's
You know
flipping.
what? I'm gonna be a peacock breeder. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah. He's
Neville
"Come
drove
on,
down to
kiss,
Arcadia
Kiss!
and he grabbed the peacocks.
Yeah, he was hustling peacocks.
Probably, except we kept him.
He's like, they're all men. They're all 3 male peacocks. God damn.
Well, there's 2 males, 1 female. So the males would kind of fight because there was.
See, they should have had 2 girls and 1 guy.
But the males were cool because they had the pretty feathers.
Yeah.
So they would shed the feathers, and we would have a ton of peacock feathers.
That's pretty sick.
That is kind of cool.
So
My mom taught me about insurance fraud.
She taught you about insurance fraud?
Give us the specifics.
Just ever since, like even the fucking chiropractor that would fucking try to burn down, even those ones probably like, ever since I was a kid, like my mom, I would always like go with my mom to places, like let's say I sprained an ankle or whatever, and she would just bring me, and I would always see like this arrangement of my mom talking to the lady, like, oh, like, how many more credits do I have left? Like, oh, like for this year you got like 20, like, oh, put like 5 for me and then 5 for my son. So she would always, like, whatever she's insured for, the clinics that she goes to, they just want to get paid by the insurance company. And then so in her perspective, if I don't use this money anyways, it just goes to waste. So whatever I need, whether it's fucking fried wasps or whatever, she'll just...
You always need fried wasps.
Yeah, she'll just book me.
You never have 2
I ain't going out there without one of those in my pocket.
And when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this shit only works for the fucking Chinese acupuncture places, but I've seen it go like from the fucking seahorse places all the way up to chiropractor, acupuncture places,
He led with seahorse. That's fucking bad.
all the way to the actual
the first
optometrist, you know, and all the way up to...
He said all the way to the optometrist. Like seahorses still was like easy shit.
The shadiness of the white coat society, if you will, right? You kind of think of like, oh, acupuncturists, they're down here. They got their license in a garage in Alhambra. And then you go all the way up here, where if they're a pediatrician, you're like, oh shit, this is straight up MD. The white coat society gets more and more legit, but I've gotten all the way up to here, where my mom would go like, oh, yeah, you know that penicillin that like you prescribed me because I had bronchitis? Can you just refill me? And just bill it, and then the pediatrician will bill her. But the penicillin's actually for me.
To be fair though,
That's legit.
I'm a firm believer that if you live in a community or society where everyone breaks the law, if you follow the laws, you're wrong.
That's good business, though. I think that's
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that's just Romania.
I think mutual benefits are good.
I guess
business.
I've been growing up Romanian.
I don't know if it's shady necessarily, but like if you grow up in a family where all like your uncles, aunts, mom, and dad work in a hospital, you kind of get most shit done for nothing.
That's not shady. That's
Cause like
Like, well, you got a broken elbow,
Yeah,
and then
you
they
can just
go,
go in.
let me see, Junior.
yeah. It's like the amount of times that I've had like injuries or anything, I could just literally go to the hospital that my family's at, and I'll just go in and get the X-ray.
And is your family taking care of you?
Yeah.
Well, that's different. That's like my parents had a dry cleaners. I walked in, I didn't pay for dry.
But they own it. But they own it though. They're working at Kaiser
Much
Permanente.
rather have that. Much rather have that.
They're using Kaiser Permanente's equipment.
And it's not. You're not actually supposed to do that.
that sounds like a good deal.
You're not really supposed to do that. But like all the like if. Plus, there's people in line. Like, there's an order. You could just walk to the back, and the doctor will stop what he's doing and go, oh, Danny's son broke his ankle. All right, let's check it out. And then all of a sudden, they're just like there for you.
But is it like you think you're getting special treatment, or does everybody who work in that hospital, anytime their family members are under the same thing?
Yeah. It's like a.
So that's maybe just like a perk of the you're not supposed to do.
But when you're operating the machine, that's a different kind of power.
No, yeah, you're using the equipment of the hospital
Like,
at the
when you know
time.
how to
Yeah.
push those buttons. That's different than the guy who knows the guy that can push them.
But it's also funny because your family can also fuck around because you know.
You still got that deal?
They'll be like, "Hey, you want to see your skull?"
X-ray, whatever. Oh shit.
Imagine
Your
they're
ankle,
fucking
your
around.
arm.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you want to see that skull? Later on, they're like, oh shit, you have a tumor.
That's kind of how shit like that happens, yeah. But then like I've gone in for like I remember during tour like I got a bad cut on my knee and then it got infected and my knee was like blown up. And then I literally just went when I got back, I went back there and then the doctor's like, yeah, here. And then they all gathered around, they freaking injected it with all the stuff, sucked out all the pus, and they were like, how's school? And I just left.
That was cool.
Yeah, knowing a nurse is clutch. Because like the first time I got my ear smashed and I didn't know what to do, I was so scared.
Yeah.
The only person that could save me and like help me ease my pain or whatever of like just getting my ear drained was like some fucking nurse. Like, oh, I could do this for you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was like trying to do it myself and I was like, oh fuck.
If you have someone that does like X-ray, MRI, respiratory, like in your family, it saves so much freaking money. Dentistry too, like
Yeah, when you have like a big family and you're like, you know, like you have like 10 children or some shit like that, and you're like, you go be a doctor, you go be a lawyer, you go be a dry cleaner, you go be, you know what I mean? It's like, and you just have that in your family. That's got to be the sickest setup.
that's like that's probably like the Asian long game. It's like let's make our kids be these things. Like no, we already got a guy that does that.
One's got to be the accountant for sure.
Yeah, that's important too.
Accountant is a huge one.
A gardener for the houses that you own.
Yeah.
An Airbnb manager.
Sure.
A gardener.
A plumber.
That's pretty good.
Okay. I'm just thinking
tradesman?
about a house. Like anybody that can help you with your house.
HVAC?
HVAC is big, but then that's not
Termite
like,
dude.
that's still not it's still not a shady thing. Like it's still just like he'll just help you out.
If we're a gypsy family, that's pretty shady.
You know, like I got like friends where like their brother or their sister is like a lawyer, and anytime
Lawyer's
something like
clutch, bro.
crazy happens, they're like, let me call this person. You're like, fuck, I wish I had that perk.
Dude, having a legit lawyer
so sick.
makes you feel a little more powerful.
Yeah.
Lawyer, accountant.
The nurse part too, the same thing. My
Nurse is
homie-
clutch.
My homie in the
That's
crew,
how
like his
about
wife is a nurse, right? And so every single time something randomly happens, he's like, "Hey, can I take this drug with this? I got drunk last night though." You know what I mean? It's just like having somebody.
No, you need a thief or a pickpocket. A
Thief.
You need a hacker. You need an assassin.
Blacksmith?
You need a guy that can fucking wiggle through laser.
So octopus.
Yep, that's his only thing he does.
He can help you close the garage door. Once the garage, you can go through the
He goes
laser.
through the laser and he opens the
It's unfortunate the thief and the assassin don't have that skill.
Yeah.
They outsource that shit.
I gotta get through this.
Gotta
Well, lucky
learn
I
how
have my
big-
brother.
I can't kill him, but I'll steal it for you.
You have a master of disguise.
I wonder what other shady stuff like. I know that I think when I was a kid growing up, I think my dad and some other guys were fishing illegally. Because they would always come back with tons of fish.
I'll tell you what,
You're not supposed to do that.
all the Mexicans still do that out here.
I figured, yeah.
Because I'm always fucking when I'm like randomly fishing at like Lake Balboa or some shit like that, and it's like you can't take the fish. But then you see these giant groups of Mexican fans, they're still putting all these fish in the coolers, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'll take one.
Do you eat it?
Yeah,
They're good from Lake Balboa.
that's not bad. I mean, you still cook the fuck out of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only places that you're allowed to take the fish are like pure fishing and stuff like that. You can take the fish from the ocean, but like all the man-made lakes and stuff, they're filling it in. You know what I mean? So it's all catch and release.
I never went to traffic school because my dad just knew a place. If you paid them, they just sign you off.
Same
Traffic schools.
Same with me, but you know what the place was?
What?
It was the hospital.
For traffic school?
My dad would pay interns at the hospital to do my traffic school.
Wow.
Shut up.
Oh, because back then you could mail in or you could do online.
No, like even right now, if I got a thing right now, I would just be like, Dad, who at the hospital wants to do this shit? And someone will do it for me, yeah.
I did somebody's traffic school for $50 before.
Wow.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
But not going in online.
Yeah, online.
He said the receptionist or anyone, they're just sitting there all day anyway, and they could just like do it on the side.
Yeah, they just roll out a VCR and fucking play this this shit.
Yeah, just do it.
So I grew up thinking.
It's funny that you did that same shit.
I grew up thinking that both of my parents were like the perfect targets for shady people, because my dad would always get like duped into paying full price for cars, and like there was like the next best like cologne or shirt or whatever or luxury brand that doesn't even exist that he'd buy. And then my mom, I think she's actually gullible. Like she just trusts everyone until she's like, wait a minute, I don't know about you. But then recently a lot of things have been adding up, and I'm like, my dad is actually probably the like ultimate scammer that doesn't believe he's scamming.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That's the
like-
best scammer.
Last time I spoke with him, so he has a missing thumb, right?
What?
Yeah. Really? He has a missing thumb.
I can't believe you've never heard that from me before. It's crazy.
And he plays the piano.
Yeah, how's he play the keys?
That's what happened. So he was like, oh, yeah, I was moving this piano, this grand piano, and then it slammed on my hand, and, you know, I had to get it removed. And I was like, really? And then he goes, yeah, but they didn't really help me with my hospital bills, so I sued them. And then come to find out, this motherfucker sued a church to get hella money. But also, the way he was telling me is like, I was like, you know, he was so like depressed about his music. I think this motherfucker plotted to sever his thumb so that he could go after and sue the church for hella money.
He plotted to sever his own
I think
thumb?
so, because after I was like, wait, the way that,
How bad do you want it?
because the way that he was talking about it, and then a lot of like memories came back where I'm like, oh, this guy's like a psychopath mastermind. Because like my mom was telling me this dude wanted to go to music school because he's a musician, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow she's like, I don't know what he did, but like all of my family members pitched in and paid for his whole entire school. He's never paid him back or never said thank you. And then I didn't know this. I thought he had the money on
Never
his
said
own.
thank you either. Dude.
Right. And then so my mom is, you know, the gullible one, and she doesn't even know that her own relatives paid for his university till years later, and then he's in America, never paid them back. And I'm all like, holy shit, wait. But he's also stupid in the way where like you go to, he always got new cars that he couldn't afford, right? And then I was just even a kid remembering, why don't you bargain with the agent? Like, I didn't even know you could bargain at a car dealership, but he's paying fucking full price.
Pink
so I just thought
sticker?
he was an idiot. Yeah.
Damn.
But then it would always be these things where, oh, my dad's so honest and gullible, right? He didn't teach me any of these things, but then just in retrospect, all these things added up, and I'm like, he's a shady shit. I don't know how he did it. Yeah.
Dude, if he really purposely severed his own thumb to sue a church, that's pretty heavy.
Why doesn't he sever one of the other fingers?
Yeah, thumb is important.
Thumbs.
I don't know.
Maybe you get more money for a more important thumb. You know what I mean?
Maybe he was aiming for something else, but his dumbass went, ah! You know, like, I don't know, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny to imagine that he plays piano, but he's missing his thumb.
Something
like,
felt
sweet
fishy.
Caroline, ba-ba.
Hey, what the fuck?
Do any of your parents got like 2 passports and they're always fucking doing the immigration fraud or whatever the fuck?
Oh, what's that, dude? What the
Yeah,
fuck
my
is
mom's
that?
shady.
What does that what does that gain?
Like, so growing up, I thought 2 passports was like normal, and like, you know, in certain countries, the passport, like, you have to show like you're there or you're like a resident to keep fulfilling your citizenship status. So my mom, like, ever since we were kids, she would like buy her ticket to go back to Taiwan with her normal passport, US one, goes there, and then she'll get it stamped on the Taiwan one to show that she's like back in country or whatever. And I think it's a known thing, because I think I've even seen her go like this before, and then people are just like that, like double stamps and shit. And then so she technically gets all the benefits of being the citizen over there, and then when she comes back here, she goes, we can't let anyone see this one. So she puts that one away, and then she comes back in. Instead of going through like the foreigner line, she still has her blue passport, so she comes in through the citizen line, so it's way faster. She doesn't have to answer all those fucking questions or whatever. And it's just always been like this thing, and then if she ever wants to like visit China, because China wants Taiwan to be a part of it, so they have a very open policy, like you don't have to get a visa or whatever. So if she ever wants to go to China, then she goes to Taiwan, brings her green passport because the Taiwanese one is green, goes to China with the green one because they all see it like the same people, and then she just knows which ones to bust.
That just
out
sounds efficient.
to go wherever. But I think a lot of countries are not supposed to have like dual citizenship.
Well, it depends on the law, like, because the UK in the US you can, in Japan in the US you can't. So it depends on the laws of the country.
Well, my mom's specifically telling me no one should see this one.
That's pretty gangster. I didn't know
So
that.
she's always doing that.
She's a fucking CIA, dude.
Or maybe like it'll just attract more like too many questions, huh? If someone sees it.
I don't know.
Damn.
I want to collect passports.
And then like one time, my mom helped me. She was like, "Fuck, we gotta get your grandparents back because I think they have either like permanent resident or a green card or a passport or something." She's like, "But fuck, they've been out of country for too long. So if you go through the normal way, they're gonna get stopped and they're gonna be like, what the hell is going on with all this?" So my mom had me fly to Taiwan one time, like literally go there and be in Taiwan for an hour or two to intercept them and then fly back. So imagine going a 13-hour flight there and then immediately a 13-hour flight back. That way I can go pick up my grandparents, fly back, and because you only have to, you can get checked in through customs per household. I have my blue one, so I go in and then I just bring them straight in, so they don't have to go through.
Wow.
And that was just like the norm to like
That's worth doing, huh?
doing that kind of fucking
You're a human smuggler.
Gee.
human trafficking.
101 with Bart.
Damn.
You trafficked your grandparents.
Did the dry cleaners business? Did your parents ever be like, "Check this out, Anthony. We ain't even gonna clean it."
They just pulled it.
Something like this fool ain't gonna look.
What I would do is every dry cleaner's got that sign that says like close it or left here after 90 days, like we're not responsible for. Yeah. So I'd sometimes as a kid just be like checking the on the machine. I'd be like looking at the date because I'd be like,
Can't wait to wear it.
I'd be shopping.
Bro, that's why you're so stylish, dude. It's got never as a wrinkle, dude.
Yeah, that's why your style's so versatile.
One of my favorite things my mom taught me was movie hopping.
Yes, my dad too. You time it out perfectly so that way as soon as you're done with one movie, you just go see the next movie.
And I remember the very first couple of times I'd be
Always.
embarrassed though because I'd be like, "Mom, what do we do?" She's like, "Shut up."
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We never went in there because that's the devil's playground.
You used to do that all the
I
time.
forgot about that was a thing.
But it was so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Were you allowed to go to movies?
Sort of. Yeah, it depended what movies. The first movie I ever went to the theaters was like, I was like 7th grade or 8th grade. Sixth Sense.
Oh dang!
That's a scary
I
one.
think that was the first one I saw by myself.
I see dead people. They're everywhere.
The first movie I ever saw was Ace Ventura.
That's sick.
In the theater?
My brain.